All right, I guess we're just gonna do this thing. All right, here we are. It is Monday, March 25th, 10:45 a.m. And in case you're tuning in for the first time, you know, I'm going through some things right now. Just some emotional life things. And I'm doing okay today. I just went on a walk through the neighborhood and I passed this hardware store, and on the front they have a bunch of blown up pictures of all of the people who have stolen from the store, and some of them had like written stolen garden shears. What did this man need garden shears for? Can you imagine walking up to the store and seeing your picture and you thought that you'd gotten away with it, and then seeing your photo plastered across the window? That would be humiliating, not like as a person, but as a thief, as an aspiring criminal. All of the other thieves are just gonna laugh at me. They'd be like, ha 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 ha, you got your picture on the front of True Value. You think you can join our thieving ring? Absolutely not. Keep dreaming, Nathaniel. You should have tried a little bit harder with those garden shears. I'd have to move, probably. So Kate Middleton has cancer, and I realized hearing that news update that I don't know the last name of the royal family. It's like William who? Queen Elizabeth. It definitely feels like it's something that I should know. Is it like Elizabeth Pensington? I truly have no idea, and that's an embarrassing fact about myself. I also just learned this week what a 5 o'clock shadow was. I had no idea. This whole time I thought it was just like you looking tired or something. It's not about bags under the eyes. It's about your beard, and I had no idea. Crazy world. A lot of things to learn. Too many things to learn. Oh gosh. This is my art. I didn't even introduce myself. I'm so sorry. My name is Chris, and this little thing that I'm doing, it'll be happening for the next 30 days. I'll be here. If you'd like to also be here, you're welcome to be. Regardless of your presence, I will be here for the next 30 days, just doing, you know, whatever it is that I'm doing right now. Yesterday morning, I was looking for my keys, and this is embarrassing for me. They were in my door, outside, in the hallway, and they were there all night. Car keys, house keys, everything, just hanging. I can't believe no one took my keys. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Windsor. Her last name is Windsor. Elizabeth Windsor. It is 11 o'clock, Tuesday, March 26th. You know when you just spend the whole morning listening to Olivia Rodrigo and the sun feels brighter because of it? Sometimes you just gotta listen to Olivia. Let her sing those little songs she has to sing, and let yourself live a little. I was really thinking this morning about how wild it must have been for the first people to see a squirrel walk along like a telephone wire. That must have been a crazy moment of like, whoa, we didn't know that they were gonna do that. Look at all these birds sitting on our cables. How silly is that? They're supposed to be in trees. You sunk your teeth into me. Last week, I hit a man with my car. It truly blows my mind that people are not in accidents every single day. And I know that like people are in accidents every day. And sure, like a lot of us are terrible drivers, but the fact is we're alive and we are just hurtling around in these 2,000-pound machines, zooming through life as fast as we possibly can. And we're all alive. And it's like matters of inches all the time. And yeah, of course, sometimes you hit somebody with your car. He was okay. Marshall, I'm sorry again. But really, the human feat of being able to drive, and my neighbor. This is one of my favorite mugs. I got it at a charity shop in Edinburgh. The Queen's Silver Jubilee. How quaint. Oh, Elizabeth. You sunk your teeth into me. I want to put out a public encouragement, everyone, today to go and try and smell a flower. I have never regretted smelling a flower. It is one of life's purest joys. This is devolving pretty quickly. I should probably just Good afternoon. My hair isn't wet, it's just greasy. No, my hair, My hair isn't greasy, it's just wet. It is 1:30, March 27th. I just took a shower. I gotta start with a little bit of housekeeping. I'm thinking about putting this picture here, and we'll see what future Chris thinks about that later. Today hasn't been an awesome couple of days, honestly. Today I was doing my financial things, and I realized that there was a charge on my card for a $220 renewal of a City Bike annual membership. I mean, that puppy came out of nowhere. Holy! Given the fact that I don't live in New York City, it was a real bummer. Subscription renewals, they can be brutal. That's a big time deposit. But that's not where the story ends. I email City Bike and I say, can we please just not? Can I just please have it back? And I get the sweetest email from a fella named Jeffrey. And he says, Chris, of course you can have it back. That's the best customer service in the world. Maybe I should just give you the money back because of how great your customer service was. Should I just give it back? No. I'm definitely not going to give it back. But I am really appreciative. Jeff, you're a real one. Jeff's a real one. Maybe I need to get a job. I mean, like I work. I do things in return for money, but I have been noticing that it is more and more difficult to work from home all day, every day, and not have an office to go to or any consistent rhythms or routines. Maybe I should just work at a bookstore or Staples. I love a commute. I really do. I really love a commute. Oh man. My whole intention was starting the video yesterday with the fact that the queen's last name is Windsor, is that I was going to make a Windsor hardly know her joke. That was the whole point. Windsor, hardly know her. And I just totally forgot. I'm glad that we could all remedy that situation together. Windsor, hardly know her. That's hilarious. I made a huge mistake last night. Got a little box of cookies from Target. Ate the whole box of cookies right before bed, just before bed. And you know, when you eat a whole box of cookies right before bed and then you cannot sleep, that's a lot of sugar. Anyway, it is Thursday, March 29th, 3:40 p.m. This is the first day I've worn a watch in like a year. And suddenly I'm just obsessed with the time. I just cannot stop looking at the time. Just looking at the time. Check my watch. What time is it? It's that sweet time. What am I doing? I don't care about the time. I was on the west side last night, and for those of you who don't live in Los Angeles, the west side, Santa Monica and Venice, is sort of where all of the rich hotties live. It's just all of the young, athleisure people in their athleisure wear all day, every day. And last night, as I was driving home on Abbot Kinney, there was just a horde of all of the hottest people in the United States just running at me in the middle of the road. They weren't wearing running bibs, but this was clearly an organized event. And I'm just trying to drive my little car home. I mean, someone screwed up here. Someone screwed up here big time. There's no way that road was supposed to be open. Yeah, I didn't like the placement of the frame here. So this is day 4 of 30, and I appreciate all of those people who have tagged along for the ride thus far. Now, Matt, we have to keep this streak alive, and so this is your daily mention of Her Majesty the Queen. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. It was not the 29th yesterday. It is the 29th today, 4:26 p.m. My watch was wrong because of leap year. We have a special guest today. His name is Kyle.
Hey.
Just me and Kyle getting ready to go to that sweet Good Friday service. We just went to a place called Dino's Chicken.
I had pastrami and not chicken.
This is what it is like for me every time. I just wander and there's just silence.
It's much more amusing when it's cut.
So this is the other half of my apartment. We have my TV crate. It's my TV inside of the crate. Kyle, what is this? Strawberry shortcake bar? Oh my gosh. Kyle just got this from the corner store. And just like that, the TV is gone. And my mirror, and my lamp, and my chest, and Kyle's chest. Just some of my important items. The other day, I was at an estate sale, and I was just rummaging around in the front room near the register, and an older gentleman came to the front with an envelope. Very conspiratorially, he went up to the man running the estate sale, and he said, there's this envelope, and written on the envelope, it said, if found after my death, do not read, burn. If you read, I will haunt you. I could not believe the fact that this man didn't read the envelope. If I had found the envelope, I would have read it immediately. There's no chance I wouldn't have read the envelope. You're going to be haunted. What? I mean, that's the whole point of estate sales for me, is that I get to just snoop around in other people's things. I have taken 2 driver's licenses out of desks of estate sales. That's fascinating to me. Why do I like snooping around houses? I don't know. I think it's the preservationist part of me, but it's also just like, wow, this is like a person that is dead now. Where did I put that one that I just got the other day? Here's the first one that I got. I put it in my notebook. Yeah, I don't know. Furman Alton Miller. I don't know. Maybe somebody will, maybe somebody one day will keep my driver's license in a notebook. Sort of a strange thought. Good morning. It is Saturday, March 30th, 9:20 a.m. I'm not feeling particularly good this morning. I've been having a lot of bad dreams this week, and I keep thinking about how crazy it is, the power that our dreams, that our subconscious has on our waking mood. And maybe that's not true for everyone, but at least for me, I have a bad dream, and then when I wake up, I have to like convince myself that that dream wasn't real, that the emotions I felt in that dream are not real. Which is like a super strange thing to like your brain convincing your brain that what your brain did earlier is like not real. Which is just super weird. And we don't even know what's going on up there most of the time. Nobody knows. So this morning I woke up from a dream and the dream sucked, and then I was like, whoa. And that's been most days this week, waking up in that state of mind. It also doesn't help that it's raining. It's very dark in Los Angeles today. Weather report. It's very rainy in Los Angeles all weekend. And look, I understand. I'm with you. Oh, these Los Angeles livers, they're all complaining about the rains. But it's sort of an infrastructure issue because the roads and everything here just aren't built to handle the rain. There's just mudslides happening left and right. So it's like it is a problem when it rains here because it's just mud everywhere. Topanga Canyon Road has been closed for like a week and a half. I don't actually know if that's true. It is closed. I don't know how long it's been closed. Poor van up there, just stuck. Just can't get out of Topanga. I'm searching for a real love. Oh yeah. Searching for a real love. Feels good on the ground. Comfortable rug. My brother gets into town tomorrow. Ryan, I can't wait to have you here. Can't wait to see you, Rye. What's the weather like for you guys today? I got a text. Great, we'll likely see you then. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Thank you, Hannah. This isn't relevant to anything else, but I do think that it's important to say that everybody has just been gassing up Breaking Bad for forever. And I watched the first 2 episodes last week, and you guys are sickos. You guys are all a bunch of sickos. That show is disgusting. The bathtub? Jeez. Suffice it to say, I will not be watching the rest of Breaking Bad. And I get it. It's a great show. It's just that I'm a little squeamish, and I don't think that I can handle that in my life. And it's sad because I would love to be able to participate in the, watching and love of great work in the world. But sometimes great work just isn't for everybody. And that's okay. I don't think Breaking Bad is for me. But you're not even in frame. It is Sunday, March 31st, about noon. It's Easter. I told Ryan that he needed to change into different pants for this video.
And to loosen up.
You're looking loose, man. You're looking good. Yeah, you have to speak into the mic. Ryan just flew in from Denver, and we're gonna go on a hike today. But first, where are we going first?
The Mile High City.
Nope. Where are we going before we go on the hike?
The City of Angels.
God. We're just having fun. Me and Rye, we just have fun. Me and him.
Of course.
You have to speak into the mic.
Chris, there's only one mic.
Right? How do you like my apartment?
It's bigger in here than it looks on there. Picture what you're seeing in this frame. And then like multiply that by 1.125. Am I allowed to put my bare feet in the internet?
I don't know. This feels like a personal question. This is like you have to work this out in your own heart. Maybe you shouldn't have thrown that apple around so much. There's a bruise on it now.
It's time to be real.
And one of these days I'll be born and raised and
I saw this show a couple weeks ago where they were doing 30 shows in 60 minutes, 30 plays. Neo-futurists in Chicago. Check them out.
Cut the crap.
And they went like this with the big light bulb hanging from the ceiling.
All right. Well, we'll just be here having fun, and we'll see. Stop taking my things. Good evening. It is 6:40, Monday, April 1st. We are very sleepy. We went to the Huntington Gardens today, and I don't know, gardens aren't necessarily for me. I like a museum, and I like nature. I just don't know if I can appreciate a botanical garden in the way that I would like to.
The thing with a botanical garden is similar to when people see a dance show and they're like, I just don't really understand it. Like, what are all these plants?
What is all of these greens doing here? Are they supposed to be here?
Are they rare?
We have no idea. And it's just like gardens, maybe just gardens aren't for us. I got this stool from an estate sale the other day. I've been looking for one just like it for ages because my kitchen cabinets are too high. I want to like soccer so much. I want to be one of those people that just loves soccer. But God, it's so boring to watch. Every other sport is more interesting to watch than soccer. There is football, more interesting to watch. Basketball, more interesting to watch. Baseball is probably less interesting to watch than soccer. It feels so sophisticated to like soccer, but it's just not something that I think that if I did watch soccer, I would root for Arsenal. And that's a pretty arbitrary choice. Arsenal, final answer. Sometimes me and Ryan think that we're upset, but really we're just tired.
I think the shape of my mouth is odd. It's kind of like this.
It doesn't look like that at all. You have the normal mouth.
I'm pretty sure.
Does everyone see the world in binary of like doing things right or wrong, or doing the right thing or the wrong thing, or like living life correctly versus what are you doing with my...
They're actually different. They look the same, but
They're different. One is pliers, one is wire cutters. I don't really know what sort of binary I live in. I don't know. But I think probably like correct or incorrect. Like, am I doing the right thing or the wrong thing?
but like right or wrong, as in like answers on a test.
Yeah, I guess. Like, am I doing the thing that I'm supposed to be doing? Which goes back to like the idea of purpose that we were talking about earlier.
But it also goes back to the idea of achievement.
Yeah. And I mean, there's just really, there's no way of knowing like what right or wrong. And there is no right or wrong. Yeah, there's wrong morally, but there's not like the choice between two, moral options. There's not necessarily like a right and wrong.
My brain feels kind of too much like a plantain to process this.
We ate a lot of plantains for dinner.
Plantain eat, plantain be.
Plantain eat, plantain be. It is 10:05, Tuesday, April 2nd. Ryan's doing some house cleaning for me.
Filthy.
Somebody commented on one of the videos the other day, and they said, "You're going to blow up." And then they deleted the comment. I guess they just had a change of heart, And that's okay. We change our minds. People change their minds.
Doubt is natural. He's young.
No, I haven't read it. Tracy gave me that book. She said it's really good, though.
I'm going to take this.
Yeah, it's fine. Ryan, have you ever thought about the fact that we are related to mom and dad in a way that they are not related to each other? Like, we both share blood with mom and dad, but mom and dad don't share blood with each other.
Not once.
Isn't that interesting, though?
Mildly.
It's Ryan's last day in Los Angeles. He leaves tomorrow morning, and it's sad. It'll be sad to see you go, certainly. You remember Club Penguin?
You remember Neopets?
You remember Webkins?
You remember Disney Online?
Oh my gosh! Do you remember Pajama Sam?
Do you remember Freddy Fish?
Do you remember Spy Fox?
Do you remember Putt Putt?
Do you remember Tonka?
Do you remember Bob the Builder?
That's not a computer game though.
You're right. It was Tonka.
Remember Dogfight?
You remember Cyber Chase?
That also wasn't a computer game.
Yes, it was.
Really?
There
There's
was
a computer game?
world. There was
Cyber
an
Chase?
open world.
Whoa. Club
Yeah.
Penguin was such a rush, just waddling around that little place. Wait, what were the little things called? The Smurfs or whatever? The little animals, the creatures, the little puffs. What were they called? And like getting to dress them up. Wow. Club Penguin was such a bedrock of my childhood. And now it's gone. Anything else on Club Penguin?
No.
Right. Back up. I liked Cowboy Carter. It didn't floor me.
I wasn't floored. I appreciate what she was doing there, but also not floored.
There's nothing there. Not floored! This is the third time I've tried to record this video this morning. The first time the card filled up in a minute. The second time I just didn't hit record on the camera. And now it's 8:45, Wednesday, April 3rd. We've got to leave for the airport in 15 minutes. Oh yeah. Get a load of that sweet sun, right? How's it feel? How's it feel in your body? Ooh. It has been a rip-roaring few days here in Los Angeles with Ryan, but no good deed goes unpunished because I'm starting to feel a little bit sick. If you got that reference, then good on you. You just can't really tell because they were not in direct sunlight, but our eyes are very blue.
This one's for you, baby. Did you ever put strobe lights or anything in your eyes to make yourself need glasses because you like the look?
No, but I do very vividly remember you doing that. Me and Ryan went to this. Me and Ryan went to this Italian restaurant that I like called Cafe Pinguini. Why don't you take me to that Italian restaurant I like so much?
Where that little number I like.
It has a little penguin on the sign. It's adorable. And the waiter, 6'10", gangly as can be, and he moves his body like an ocean wave through those little tables. He has this incredible way of telling you all of the specials for the night. It's a full body experience for him. Thick Italian accent. Touch of cream, splash of vodka on a bed of risotto. I just hope that he is happy. He seems happy. It was really sweet because Ryan got to speak a little bit of Italian with him, and he was delighted, and Ryan was delighted by it. And I watched and smiled. We have to leave in 7 minutes now. It's 8:53.
We're looking at a gentle 7.
7 minutes till we've got to go. Me and Ryan choreographed that dance years ago.
I think it was pre-lockdown. We weren't even forced to do it.
No, this was just us having a good time in the basement. What was the waiter's name again?
George Paul Gianni.
Parmigiani, if you're watching this. Lemon sorbet and a lemon, peach sorbet and a peach, coconut sorbet and a coconut. It is 5:20, Thursday, April 4th. Just hanging in the office with the boys. Boys, you guys are really lounging right now.
I think this is the best way to edit if you can afford this lifestyle.
Wow, gosh, my eyes look amazing in this light. I'm working on a project for Colin and Samir. I don't know. It's been kind of a boring couple of days. Ryan left yesterday. I was sad. Came to the office today. It's like, I'm just a working man. No, I didn't hit anybody else with my car, Jesse. We're over it.
My friend was visiting me. He's got a 2.5-year-old daughter, same age as Jesse's. My friend kisses his daughter on the lips, like a big, like kind of like wet kiss on the lips. I find this a little gross.
I have a friend whose 90-year-old grandmother does that with all of her adult children and grandchildren, which I think is no good.
Just picturing like in SpongeBob when they do those like really gross close-ups of things.
Yeah, I don't want your wrinkly lips on my lips.
Do you, Jesse, kiss your daughter on the lips?
Yeah, we'll do a little like,
Do you instigate it or does she instigate it?
we both do. It's just that we call them moochies. When it's adults, I think it's weird.
I just don't want to be. I don't want to be kissing folks on the lips. It feels like such a novel concept to me to wake up and just be thrilled about the day. Like to wake up and have this like bursting energy to like get after it. I wake up and I have to convince myself to get after it. And myself is very good at ignoring myself. No. I'll get after it tomorrow. And I just wish that that came a little more naturally for me. Maybe I'm just sleeping wrong or something. I don't know. It is 10:08 a.m. Friday the 5th. This is my bedroom. Maybe it's my bedroom's fault. Maybe it's my bed's fault. It's probably no one's fault. It's probably just, everyone's different. Brax, you remember this mug? Here's the bedroom. I like my little bedroom a lot. I talked to my dad on the phone yesterday, and he was telling me about how they need to get a new fence, and he was giving me all the gossip about the fence prices, wood versus PVC, insane stuff going on in the fencing world. Oh, the cat is back. What's going on with the bridge in Baltimore? Is the crew out of the boat yet? I read this piece about what the bridge meant to people in the city. It's very sad. It reminded me a lot of reading a book recently about the Central Library fire in Los Angeles in 1980, I think. The Central Library caught on fire and 400,000 books were destroyed, over 1 million were damaged, and I had no idea of this story. It's the largest library fire in the United States history, and most people do not, because it happened the same week as Chernobyl, and Chernobyl took precedent over the library fire, which is fair. But this book that I was reading, which was the library book by Susan Orlean, she talks about the city's response to this landmark being destroyed, and makes me think of the bridge in Baltimore, and it's sad. I mean, every city has that landmark, that if destroyed, most cities have multiple, but can you imagine if the Bean in Chicago got destroyed, toppled over, rolled into Lake Michigan? That'd suck. It'd be kind of hilarious if the Bean rolled into Lake Michigan. That would be hilarious if the Bean was just rolling its way through Millennium Park. But sad too, and dangerous. But if you cleared the way first, I don't know. Could be hilarious. Project Roll the Bean. Oh gosh. There are 4 million people in Los Angeles, and I know one person from my high school who lives here. And last night, I passed her driving on the 10. I was just driving home, and right before I got off, I saw an Illinois license plate, and then I drove a little closer, and it's Nayeli. Nayeli, if you're watching this, hello. And Nayeli was just going to a DJ set with some of her friends. And what a delightful Friday evening. Am I right? It is 4:30 p.m. Saturday, April 6th. I've been seeing a lot of Illinois license plates in Los Angeles recently. A very strange amount. And maybe my brain is just playing tricks on me. Who knows? It's totally possible. But it is strange. I keep seeing these Illinois license plates everywhere. And my brain immediately goes to, is this a sign? Austin Kleon always says that regardless of your beliefs, you should take notice of coincidence just as a way to get you to think about things. And I was thinking about this, and I could interpret it as, oh, am I supposed to move back to Illinois? But another thought struck me, which is maybe it's a comfort that all of these people from Illinois are coming to Los Angeles. And I thought that was a sweet way to interpret it. Ow, gosh. I mean, I do miss my family so much, and I miss Illinois, and I miss the people that I have there. I would like actively to be in 2 different places at once. It's just strange to hold 2, very clear and opposing desires at the same time, and they're both true, but how do you figure out which one to, go with? A friend shared this piece of advice. She said, if you're stuck between 2 choices, and they're both good and they're equal in every other way, make the choice that leads to a better story. Weather report. Clear skies in Los Angeles. Very blue. Not a cloud in sight. Oh, nope. There's some clouds. Weather report. Some clouds. Way in the distance. Buttermilk, buttermilk, buttermilk. Oh, I have been listening to a lot of Remy Wolf recently, specifically her album Juno. It is such fun driving windows down, listening to Juno. Whew! All right, well, I gotta clean up my house now. Now. My friend came over for dinner last night, and we went grocery shopping. And she got jicama, which I'd never had before. And she was all worried because some of the jicama pieces apparently tasted good and some didn't. But the thing with jicama is that it is not like a food that you taste. It's just like an activity for your mouth. It's just white noise. It's white noise for your taste buds. It's just something to keep you occupied while you wait for the real food. I bet that makes jicama feel bad. Like jicama's like, I want to be a real food too, but you're not. But I mean, honestly, I like it. Courtney, thank you for the new experience. All right. Anyway, it is 2:30, Sunday, April 7th. They're all just a little bit crooked. It's almost impressive that like everyone is a little bit off. The same friend who brought over the jicama told me that she's about to join a community choir on Thursday evenings, and I think that I'm going to join her. I think that it's just going to be me and Courtney in choir. Need a couple more activities in the schedule. Got to pack out that schedule a little bit more. Because right now, it's pretty, I still feel like a man. Dozens of major bridges lack shields to block wayward ships. These bridges are going to start coming down left and right. I wonder what the first line of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea is. The year 1866 was marked by a strange event, an unexplained and inexplicable occurrence that doubtless no one has yet forgotten. Yeah, no, I'd like to know what it is. All right, Jules, I'll get back to you soon. I'll get back to you soon, Mr. Vern. Don't you worry your little noggin. Jeez, I've been recording for a long... Good morning. I am woefully unprepared for this eclipse today, and I'm really bummed about it, honestly. It is 8:45, Monday, April 8th, and look at this sweet sun streaming in. I'm in Los Angeles, so we're not in the path of totality, and I didn't get glasses or anything, and, you know, I've been thinking about other things. I am really bummed. I wish that it would have been really cool to travel for it. Apparently, the next one that happens in the United States is not until 2044, and it's like just this little sliver of like Montana and North Dakota. It mostly happens in Canada. So don't stare at it, Chris. Don't look at it. Don't look at it, Chris. But I want to so bad. I want to get my sweet eyeballs on that boy. Ooh, I want to see that sun. Honestly, it's a great test of self-control. That's what the solar eclipse really is. It's just a test of self-control for everyone. If you fail the test, your eyeballs burn forever. I just read this article about a woman who, after the last eclipse, went into her optometrist, and there was a literal burn in the shape of a crescent on her cornea from looking. Let that be a warning to all you starers out there. You cannot get into a staring contest with the sun. You'll lose every time. I am bummed that, you know, maybe I'll catch the next one. Are you seeing the solar eclipse today? I'm gonna stare at it. I feel like this really became sort of like a whole thing all of a sudden. It was like I wasn't hearing a whole lot about the eclipse, and then bam, everybody's talking about it. I just wish that we'd all talked about it a little bit sooner, maybe. Giving us all some more time. When is the... Yeah, 2044. Ugh, brutal. I'm going to be so much older than I am now at the next solar eclipse. We all will be. But if we're measuring our lives in solar eclipses, that's a big jump. Wow, 20 years. I really do wish I got to see this one. Well... Good morning, it's 9:45, Tuesday, April 9th, and it's going to be a hot one in Los Angeles today. I missed the eclipse, I'm going to be honest. It was freaking sick. But mostly what I miss about the eclipse is just the camaraderie. Everyone being excited about something for a day. It was so wholesome. I mean, everybody was on board with the eclipse, and there's so few things that everyone's on board with. The daily episode yesterday was delightful, and they have this new cover for the day, which is just well done, Daily. I loved it. I am now fully committed to traveling in the next couple of years to see the eclipse in totality. There's one in Spain in 2026. I think I'm going to go. I want to travel for specific reasons and events. And what better thing to travel for than an eclipse? I don't want to wait 20 years to see one in the United States. So maybe I'll just make my little way out to Spain. See that dark orb. I had to go get shampoo this morning. Started my day in a crazy way. Walking around the neighborhood getting shampoo. You know, with the eclipse, it just felt like we were sort of all in it together. I love the feeling of being unified with my fellow human beings. I love that feeling of Congruity. Quality or state of being congruent or congruous. Being in agreement, harmony, or correspondence. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. So I love that feeling of being, I'm just a little sucker for we built this city. There's a choir of French boys singing at a big Catholic church this weekend for free, and I think that I might go. Just enjoying those tiny French vocal cords. What a crazy sentence to say. A new YouTube comment. Dude, I love your decor. That rug is so sweet. Thanks, Papa Spooks. Papa Spooks loves the decor. The rug was free and quite soft. I mean, it's got a real cushion to it. We got to address the elephant in the room. It's dark outside. It was a busy day. I got home, I took a shower, I put laundry in. We're all just trying our best, all right? Oh, the oven's ready. Got to put the chicken in now. Chicken's going in the oven. Chicken's going in the oven. 20 minutes on those sweet breasts. All right, well, it is 8:30 p.m. Wednesday, April 10th. Good evening. This is my kitchen. You ever seen a mic stand in a kitchen before? See something new every day. I got to put these carrots in the stove now. So we've got lemon marinated chicken. I'm making rice, and then we're going to honey glaze these carrots. That's definitely one too many carrots in that pan. Education in the United States is really scaring me a little bit. And I mean that very seriously, because I just feel like these kids are not learning. The New York Times just did a piece about how many students just don't show up for school now post-COVID. And then also, the whole college system in the States is a disaster. I mean, what is that about? This is my toaster shelf and my salt and pepper shelf. And I just put this Google Home Mini up. Hey, Google, play Queen of California by John Mayer. Queen of California is stepping down. Born and Raised might be my favorite album of his. The carrots are not cooking quickly. I saw Dune 2 again in theaters last night, and listen, I've got a hot take on Dune 2. I like the first one better. Dune 2 is great, okay? Excellent. Beautiful. I do think that I like the first one better, and I understand that I'm in the minority, and that's okay. Remember the Queen bit? Remember when I mentioned the Queen in every episode at the beginning? I mean, that is just classic. That's just good fun. Oh, no, I gotta change my laundry. The carrots last night were a delight. The whole meal was quite excellent, really. It's 9:15, April 11th. And I'm sorry you didn't get to see it, but, some things are just for me. Last night, I went into my kitchen and I opened one of my cabinets, and just the tiniest little cockroach was on the inside door of the cabinet. And this is the second cockroach I found. The first one was right when I moved in, but he was a big boy, fully grown fella. And this was just a wee little tot, but in my things, hanging around with my plates and dishes? Absolutely not. You are not welcome here. I mean, he was so small, I almost felt guilty flushing him down the toilet. I don't want no roaches in my home. This cord is real twisted. I'm seeing Shrek 2 tonight in the movie theater, and it's gonna be wonderful. Does anybody have a Google Home that was triggered by yesterday's video? Because mine was triggered 1,700 times while editing it, and I was gonna lose my mind. Do I have any stories? Do I have any stories for you now? When I was a kid, I was really, 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 really into Legos. And I was into Legos until deep into high school. I think Legos are incredible. But what's interesting to me is that as a kid, my favorite thing to watch on YouTube was videos of other people showing all of the things that they bought at the Lego store. They were just haul videos. And I think that people do haul videos with other things too, like clothes or books. This 9-year-old little kid just looking at all of the things that somebody else had that I didn't have. And I found such enjoyment in that. Sure, I was jealous. I was a little jealous. Jealous was part of it. But what was the other part of it? Why was it so interesting to me? Why did I want to know what Johnny in West Virginia bought at the Lego store? And why do you want to know what I cook for dinner? Carrots. What is this obsession that we all have with seeing other people's things on the internet, and it like makes me uncomfortable. And even like the reality of this, like doing this, makes me a little bit uncomfortable from a logical. I'm like, like, why are you doing this? Me, why am I? It's not hurting anyone. It just feels a little odd. Anyway, I went to the Lego store yesterday, and I have a haul for. Well, this is the conference room. I'm the last one left at work. It is 6:12 p.m., Friday, April 12th. It's been a good solid day in the office today, just doing some little editing, typing on my little keyboard, doing all my little tasks. There is a bench that I drive past every day on the way to work, and it's a bench with an ad on it. And the ad has one big word, and it's in this like old Greek looking font. And every time I pass the bench, I really think it says Sisyphus, like the Greek legend, but it says syphilis. The bench says syphilis, and somebody really messed up here. Why is it in Greek font? Syphilis, the new Greek tragedy. I saw Shrek 2 in the theater last night. It was like some anniversary, and it's so funny. I just think that older animated movies are objectively better and funnier. And it's a damn shame, because the youth of America is getting just terrible animated movies. But you know what makes me sick? You know what makes me really sick, though? The new AMC pre-movie thing. I'm gonna lose my mind. They changed the whole, like, please don't talk, don't text. And now it's like this whole sequence of these people jumping through a bunch of different movies. And for what, AMC? For what, Coca-Cola? But that's not even the worst part. They changed. Who is it? Nicole Kidman. They changed the Nicole Kidman video. Why? Why are you messing up a perfectly good thing? We all cheered. We come to AMC theaters to laugh, to cry, to care. Because we need that. All of us. That indescribable feeling when the lights begin to dim and we go somewhere we've never been before. And you're gonna change that? AMC? And I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. I don't know why I brought this basketball in with me. We don't have a hoop in here anymore. We used to have a hoop against that door, but the hoop isn't there anymore. If the hoop was there, I would have made that. Oh, we used to play little games in here. It was such fun. But no more games for us. No more games for any of us. This is a picture of my friend Jack. Just Jack, walking in the big city. All right. Well, I just got back from a field trip, and I have a real show and tell today. Look at this great print I got on Facebook Marketplace. Such an excellent frame. I went and picked this up from a sweet, sweet gal named Alexandria. Alexandria, if you're watching, thanks for the painting. I'm going to hang it in my kitchen, but it can sit right here for now. Good evening. It's 4:45, Saturday, April 13th. It's been a delightful Saturday thus far. I finally, for the first time in 3 years being in Los Angeles, played Ultimate Frisbee here. I found this pickup group that plays like 15 minutes from my house, and I was really nervous that I was going to be terrible and completely out of shape because it's been so long since I've played, and I was completely out of shape, but I was not terrible. Oh, my keys don't belong there. They belong there. I cannot wait to play with these guys again. Victor, Matt, Matthew's dog named Koufax. Great group of guys. After Ultimate, I came back, legs shaking, real fatigued. Didn't bring enough water. But first I stopped at Goodwill. Then I was just scanning Facebook Marketplace for a while, looking for interesting treats for myself. Treats such as you. I grew up in an extremely frugal home with not a lot of money, and we shopped at thrift stores almost exclusively, which then instilled in me a real sense of frugality. Mom and Dad, thank you. My mom is the ultimate thrifter. Mom, you're the ultimate thrifter. You taught me everything I know. Mom, I can't wait to go estate sale shopping with you again. It's gonna be sick. Last time, my mom found a bird bath when we went estate sale shopping, and she was delighted, and I was delighted. And I think like it's better for your wallet, it's better for the world, the environment, buying used things rather than new things. This box I got at a flea market in Italy. This box I got at an estate sale in Pasadena. This box I got at an estate sale in Los Angeles. This case I got on eBay. I do love my boxes. And am I saying that I need my boxes? No, I'm a consumerist pig as well. Oh boy. Oh my gosh. I got my first fan art for the show, and it was from my friend Jesse, and he made this picture of the bean in Chicago falling into Lake Michigan. Bean voyage. That's hilarious, Jesse. Bow, bop, bop, bop. These asparagus are honestly fairly questionable. They have been in my fridge maybe a little bit too long, but into the oven they go. Look at the new painting in the kitchen in all her glory. Happy Sunday. It's 6:45 p.m., April 14th. Get back there. You know where the worst place to get a cut is? Right on the tip of the thumb. Didn't focus. All right, so I'm making gochujang marinated chicken and asparagus and rice. This is the first thing that I've made with gochujang. Putting those thighs in the pan, Oh, big sizzle. Sizzling in the pan, got that sizzle in the... Today is also the first time I've ever naturally, genuinely used ChatGPT for anything, which feels like it is a milestone. Sizzle good. I got gochujang, but I didn't have any like specific recipe that I was going to use for it. So I went to ChatGPT and I typed in, give me a real simple gochujang marinade. And honestly, I get it. It was really helpful. Maybe the kitchen is just the place that I'll be using AI. Some people are just, rollerblading friends. Sometimes friendships are just in one hobby. Maybe me and ChatGPT are just cooking friends. I think I finally get the bacon hype. I've just never really gotten the bacon thing. Like, yeah, it's good, but I just have never fully understood. But yesterday and today, here's the thing about bacon. Everybody's overcooking it. I don't want it crispy. No, I want that bacon loose. I want that bacon soft. Maybe me and bacon are just soft friends. The asparagus is almost done. You're almost done, asparagus. Oh, 58, 57. Uh-oh, the asparagus is done. Asparagus! The asparagus is good. Now we gotta just finish off this chicken. Oh boy, these got a ways to go. Lid on, boys. Lid on. Good morning. I got this new mug from Goodwill the other day, and I just think it is quite something. Though I do think that gambling is bad for the world. And for individuals, mostly. But I mean, this is just classic. Timeless. It is 9 o'clock, Monday, April 15th. Last night, I got some of the, I got the reorganization mania at like midnight. Does that ever happen to you? Where you're about to go to bed and then you're like, what if I reorganized my whole apartment right now? And so I just did a little bit of furniture moving around, but I don't think I've necessarily cracked it yet. I think that we're getting there. Like, I did rearrange a lot of the room that you can't see, the part of the room that you can't see. It's still not quite exactly right, but that's part of the fun. You're always trying to make little improvements. There were these wonderful chairs at the thrift store the other day that I saw, and I didn't get one. There was like 25 of them and didn't get one. And the next day I kept thinking about it. So I went back to buy one, just made a special trip, but they had sold out. They had sold them all. And my brain did not like that at all. It went into a deep spiral of regret and chaos. And I just started scouring Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist for one of these same types of chairs. It's like, I never wanted this type of chair before. This is not something that's been a dream of mine for a long time, but it's a dream of mine now. I need one of those chairs. The heart wants what it can't have. And what I couldn't have is a Navy style aluminum dining chair for $35 from Habitat for Humanity, and I want it now. Sometimes that just happens to me where I just like, I get into a real deep spiral over something that just does not matter even a little bit. Chris, you don't need one of these chairs. Why are you on Facebook Marketplace for 4 hours scrolling? You already looked at all the listings. There are none available. And this is why I thrift so much, is because I love the deal. Like, I the deal is so invigorating to me. And when I then can't have the deal, oh boy. I mean, I was like nearly in tears sitting on my couch just thinking about this chair. One time I didn't buy a box of tiles from an estate sale, and that ate me up the rest of the day. But it's like I don't need a box of 1 by 1 inch blue tiles. What am I gonna do with those? I live in an apartment. Oh, I gotta change my calendar. One of my sisters made us all these adorable little calendars with photos of our family for Christmas. Thank you, Kim, for the calendar. Thank you, Kim, for the calendar. That's my father's guitar that I stole when I came to Los Angeles. I didn't steal it. He gave it to me. It was his birthday recently. Tim, Dad, Father, happy birthday. I already wished you happy birthday. I called you. I called him. Thank you, Dad, for the guitar. Thank you, Dad, for the guitar. I should probably get going now. Happy Monday, everybody. Good luck out there. Good morning. It is 9:15, Tuesday, April 16th. I think a lot about if my apartment were to catch on fire, what would I take? I used to think that I was a minimalist. My favorite podcast in high school, and like the first podcast I ever listened to consistently, was the Minimalist podcast, and I read their book, and I was very into it. But I have never been remotely close to a minimalist. In fact, I have been quite the opposite. I love all of my pretty objects. Realistically, this would be one of the things that I would need to take. This is a binder full of drawings that I did 2 years ago. I did a drawing every day for most of the year, 2/3 of the year, on these little desktop calendar cards. And this is one of my favorite projects that I've ever done. It is still wonderful to me to flip through these and see my own life captured in this way. Moving out of my apartment, Colin getting engaged, the trips that I took. This idea of documentation is sort of what has bled over into this series, in that it is first and foremost a form of documentation for me. It's a way of capturing this moment in time in this specific medium. Trying, I suppose, to capture who I am in this moment of time and what I'm up to and what I'm doing in the same way that I did in drawings throughout that year. So I'd like to save that, but I'd also like to save everything else in the fire. You know, I don't want to let any of it go. There's too many things to save. Ultimately, I'm just going to really bank on the fact that my apartment is not going to burn down, because I don't want this place to burn down. My friend Matt is doing a daily YouTube series right now as well. Hello, Matt Mort. And today he put out a video creating just a Google Sheet budget for how much he actually spends. And it really inspired me to do the same. And oh boy, spending a lot of that sweet money. I guess that's the cost of sunshine and roses. I'm not feeling very good today. Good evening, everybody. It's the Late Night Show with Chris. It is currently 10 p.m. 10:01, Wednesday, April 17th. I just got back to my apartment. It's been a long day. I, frankly, would like to go to bed now. These are my eclipse glasses. They were in the trash at work, and I thought, I'll save these for posterity. I can't see anything. How do I look? They're so dark. I can just see the little rim outside of the glasses. Coffee table, couch. I wonder if I hold my flashlight up, If I can see that. Oh yeah. You just see this little dot of the flashlight. How fun. Well, it's been a long week in the office. It's Lamp City in here. Lamp Central. Population. Chris. I haven't been to Lowe's in a while, and maybe I need to get back to Lowe's. Life is always better at Lowe's or Home Depot. Any hardware store. It's just that Lowe's is the one that's closest to me. I am sort of like a 45-year-old dad in as much in that I'm just a happier person when I walk into a hardware store. I walk into a hardware store and I just take a deep breath. Grocery stores scare me. All of those aisles, I never know where anything is. But a hardware store is my happy place. Maybe we should end the episode with a joke. I got a haircut today from Tommy. Tommy gave you another sweet cut today. Big Tom. Just a 63-year-old absolute boss. I wasn't planning on getting a haircut today. I just needed to schedule a haircut. I tried to call the shop. I've gotten one cut from Tommy before. I liked it. So I call the shop, but the phone isn't working. And I said, I could use a little stroll. So I wander my little way down and I just get my haircut right then and there. Tommy is a crazy cat. Tommy is also from Chicago and we're really bonded over that. Tommy also loves the Bears. Tommy has a haircutting empire. He only moved out here last year. And he has 5 shops, 61 barbers working under him. He's just poaching these barbers from other shops left and right. He was telling me about his poaching antics and strategies. He's like the barber gangster boss of Los Angeles. And today he was rocking blue and white pinstripe pajama pants with a white collared button up and a blue apron. And honestly, he was rocking the hell out of it. Tommy loves to brag about his new fiance here in Los Angeles, who's much younger than him. And he gets a call in the middle of the haircut from his fiance, and he picks it up, and I have no problem with this. He seems like he knows what he's doing. He picks up the call, and at the end of the call, he says, hey, listen, baby, listen. And I'm just sitting there getting my haircut, and he goes, baby, listen, I just cannot stop thinking about you. I cannot get you out of my mind today. And she says, yeah, I know, you told me that earlier. And then she hangs up. Oh man, what a brutal moment. Yeah, I know, you told me that earlier. Bang. He also told me that he was a very successful boxer until he was 32. And I'd like to believe that. It's 11:08 a.m. Thursday, April 18th. Yeah, I mean, I think it'll come in nicely. Good afternoon. It is 3:57, Friday, April 19th. Look at all these big lights. I went to a concert last night, and concerts aren't for me in general. I just don't think that I am strong enough for a concert physically. My back. It's a lot of standing. It's a little bit of like grooving. It's also a lot of waiting. I think that maybe I'm just the type of person who can only go to concerts with chairs. I love chairs. I love getting to zone out for a couple of minutes at a concert and then zone back in. It's just the whole only standing the whole time thing that really gets to me. Here's my perfect concert scenario. Chair, bowl of mac and cheese is brought to me halfway through. Maybe what I'm describing is like a sports game. It's my food, chairs, halftime. I don't like going really to see professional sports either. So I'll just keep complaining about it. Bang. It's a big old light. Big old light. Hello? Give me 1 second. I'm on the phone. I don't have a ton of big plans this weekend. I'm going to play Ultimate tomorrow morning, which I'm very excited about. I've been looking forward to it all week. My legs are finally not sore anymore 6 days later. The world is my oyster. Maybe I'll drive to Utah. That's a bit far for the weekend. Why don't you tell me, what's the craziest thing that I could do this weekend? What is the craziest thing feasibly? What's the craziest thing feasibly for not a lot of money? Colin, do you want to be in this? This is your opportunity. Wow, just really clomping your way down the stairs slowly.
Hey, everybody. I'm in show and tell. I had this idea that I would burst into Chris's apartment, kind of like Kramer, just like completely out of control.
It's really good.
It's a good idea. It's short. as most great ideas are, it's a short idea. You can get the point across very quickly.
What's another great idea that's short?
Oh, well, like you understand they're great immediately. Like a cheese grater.
Listen, I will admit it. You caught me. I just woke up from a nap. I'll fess up to that any day. I was right here, just taking a nap, just taking a little napsy. And oh my gosh, my quad feels like there's just, oh man, it feels like there's a softball lodged into my quad. I played ultimate frisbee this morning, and the very moment that I started running, oh boy, I mean, it's extremely painful. Woo! I unfortunately have I've been handling my cord too much. I keep messing up the audio. I keep getting these big just like skips and dead pockets, and I love to handle the cord, but I do probably need to start fondling my cord less and twisting it up throughout the recording process, which is going to be a loss for all of us. I feel like naps can be a hot topic. My sister Kim once said that she doesn't take naps because when she wakes up from a nap, it feels like she hates the world and the world hates her. And I pretty rarely take naps, but when I do, it's nice. Oh, I'm groggy, but then like the energy does hit. I read this awesome book last summer called Rest, and it is about the power of rest and creative work. One of my favorite facts that I learned in that book is that Winston Churchill, you know the one. You know, the guy who worked with the Queen. Winston Churchill, even throughout the entirety of World War II, after every lunch, he would go home, take a bath, and then a nap, and then get back after it. Naps have a lot of power, guys. Hey. Listen, I don't want to be rude, okay? Tommy is great. Tommy's a sweet guy. But the cut is a little bit messy. There are a lot more stragglers than I would like. And also there's just like this big chunk on the right side back that's really long compared to the other side. And the same thing happened last time. And I actually went back and just sort of trimmed it myself. But I don't want to be trimming it myself every time. Tommy, that's your job. Let's keep it clean, Tom. Let's keep it a little bit tighter. All right? Tommy, I'm sorry. I don't want to yell. I didn't mean to scream. Weather report. Smoggy. Not clouds, but it's just like a little bit. The air is dense today. It's pretending that it's nice, but it's not. The sun is out. I see the sun, but the sun only reaches so far. I really think that I don't know. Maybe I should go to the hospital. Very cool and interesting video, Chris. Oh, thank you, Mom. She was just responding about the video that we published at Colin and Samir today. This is the thing I've been working on at the office for the last few weeks, editing this video about Mark Rober. And it went live today. I was at the office until midnight last night, finishing the export. Oh, my quads are hurting. My quads are. And on top of all of this, I got a parking ticket the other day. I really wish that I had recorded this earlier in the day, because now it is 10 p.m. Sunday, April 21st, and I'm in a foul mood. I still haven't paid my parking ticket. I mean, they got me. It was street sweeping day. I got the most lovely package in the mail the other day from my friend Blake. I have a very strange obsession with collecting hotel stationery, and Blake sent me stationery from this hotel that he stayed at in Washington, D.C., and it's beautiful. And he sent me a pen and a postcard and a laundry slip, which is awesome. I have a lot of hotel stationery, like an aggressive amount of hotel stationery. It's a little bit of a problem. My friend Braxton got me into hotel stationery. I mean, he introduced it to me, and then I really ran with it. Now, when I'm traveling, wherever I am, I look up hotels in the area, and I make a point to just go and knock on hotel doors and ask for stationery. And sometimes you get turned away, but it's a really cool way of exploring cities and places that I'm going to, because it like gives me purpose in a place. I have stationery from Edinburgh and London and Paris, and oh man, when I was in Edinburgh last year, there's this amazing 5-star hotel that's on a yacht that's just parked. What's the boat version of parked? Moored? Anchored is this amazing huge boat that is anchored in the docks of Edinburgh all the time, and it's a 5-star hotel, and it's beautiful. And I walked on and I got stationery, and it was very exciting. And I left it in my hotel room. Oh man, that's gonna haunt me forever. My most exciting hotel stationery find was at an estate sale last fall. I was rummaging through boxes in the garage, and I found an entire box of hotel stationery, and there's a folder of all sorts of like documents and things. And I learned that the woman who had lived there, named Christiane Monine, had been an employee for a French airline based in Los Angeles. Oh yeah, here it is. This incredible airline folder, inaugural service from Los Angeles. And then there were just hundreds of individual pieces of papers and envelopes and from hotels all around the world. Fiji, Tijuana, Australia. And I got the whole box for like $10. And it was just the most exciting. Man, I've been talking about hotel stationery for a long time. We're really winding down this series. There's only a couple more days left. It's almost 30 days. I have nothing to say today. It's very anticlimactic for the penultimate episode. Penultimate, last but one in a series of things. Second last. Yeah, penultimate. I asked my brother what I should talk about today, and he said, you should talk about famous second to last things. And Attack of the Clones. This is my friend Kyle on my t-shirt. You know Kyle. Yeah, I don't have anything to say today. This is tough. This is my first day working from home in several weeks, and I did a little bit of work this morning, and then I basically spent the rest of the day hanging plants right behind the camera. You can't see them. You never will. But I can see them, and they make me happy. So long, goodbye. My mom called me last night, and the first thing that she said was, I got some cute footage of a bumblebee on the blueberry plants. That's freaking sick, Mom! Oh, my neighbor's smoking on her balcony. Smoking kills. It is 5:10, Monday, April 22nd. What do you think, Rothko? What do you think about all this? I don't know, man. We're just spiraling on the penultimate episode. It's the penultimate! All right. Good morning. It is Tuesday, April 23rd. This morning I woke up as we all did. Suddenly I was awake. So I started making my coffee as I do every morning, and I turned on Louis Bonfa, who is this delightful Brazilian who plucks the guitar strings oh so nicely. And I was listening to Louis Bonfa, and it made me think of a time last summer. I was in France for a couple of months, which is a whole story for another time. I didn't have a great time in France over those 2 months. Again, it's a whole story. I was listening to Louis Bonfa this morning in my kitchen, drinking coffee, and it made me think of that time in France because I listened to Louis Bonfa a lot during that period. And it's funny because I know that I had not a great time in France, but listening to Louis Bonfa this morning, I thought back and I thought, oh man, that was just the best time ever. I mean, that was just delightful. That was so much better than right now. And our brains do that all the time. At least my brain does. My brain has a tendency to think every past time was better than my current time. Our brains have incredibly optimistic hindsight. I think that's the reality, is that our brains look at the past and they say, oh, it was only good. Because we're going to choose to remember only the things that were really sweet. And, you know, I can experience that and think like, oh, my brain is just lying to me. It was bad. Or I can take that as a lesson and say, well, my brain thinks that the past was only good because it's just sort of forgetting all of the small things that were hard that negatively impacted my experience. And I know that my brain is going to look back at my current moment and think, oh, it was only great. All of these small things that are really hard right now, they will be forgotten. I will only remember this beautiful apartment and making coffee in my kitchen and getting to work with my friends at an office. And I will only remember all of those things that were very sweet. I will only remember the positive parts of making this series and not the way that it caused panic in my brain. I'll only remember how sweet all of this is. I'm going to drink some coffee. And so doesn't that sort of imply that the things that are hard aren't that important right now? If my brain is just going to forget them anyway, why can't I seem to look past them now? If my brain's hindsight is optimistic, can I just tap into my brain's optimism in the present? That's all I want to do. I just want to acknowledge that life is really sweet. This is getting really sappy. I'm starting community choir on Thursday with Courtney, and I'm very excited. It's at a Universal Unitarian Church, which I have no idea what that is, but I can't wait for choir. I sort of have a feeling that it's just going to be like a bunch of old hippies in a room singing songs, which is exactly where I want to be. That is exactly the place that I'd like to be right now. So this is day 30 of this series. And I had said that I was going to do 30 days of this, which I have now done. And if this series has meant something to you, I don't know. If it has, I would encourage you to share it with somebody because it may mean something to them too. I love it when my friends send me things that meant something to them. It brings me closer to my friends. And I love sending my friends things that were meaningful to me. John, Matt, Song of Achilles. Oh man. This has been a meaningful experience for me, and I appreciate the words that people have shared with me. I appreciate the way that you have watched along. Yeah, and I don't know, maybe I'll be back tomorrow. Maybe I won't. Maybe I will be back, I don't know, another day. All right, well, bye.